This is the very first article of UCLA clothing I bought, my first sweatshirt.
So this is it's a pretty regular big pen by all appearances. It was actually an item that an old editor of mine gave me.
This is the stack of newspapers from the entire year, and I saved it from the very first paper that we produced, which was grad issue.
This is a photo from my sophomore year. It was our fall retreat, and it happened to lie on the weekend of my birthday.
This is a bell that I got as being part of Bruin Bell Service Association on campus.
Maybe it's because I'm an English major, but I chose a book for this. This is The Lord of the Elves and Eldeals.
These are my high school football cleats that I got second life in college because we played a lot of IM sports here at Daily Bruin.
This is my bag. That's my purse that I've had since the beginning of my sophomore year.
This is Charlie the horse.
We drove down to UCLA, we took the tour. I had already been leaning in favor, and I just bought it maybe 15 minutes after. And it was the first one I bought, and I came home and I would always wear it to school or keep it in the back of my car as sort of like that extra backup sweatshirt. And then I'd wear it here too during my SNH editorship.
At the end of my freshman year, still unsure about what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go, what I wanted to be involved in on campus, and for a long time it had been Daily Bruin, and I hoped it would be in the future, but I was kind of at this moment, at this kind of crossroads, and I remember I was ready to quit for a couple weeks, and we had our end of the year banquet at the Daily Bruin. So I was an intern then, just a writer, and one of my editors that year just walked up to me at the banquet. We're all, the whole staff's there, and he just, without really a word, just hands me this pen.
This quarter I'm teaching a class, Fantasy Literature and Religion. It's a one-unit class, and it's a really cool opportunity for me to actually have a chance to teach. And this book was really instrumental for giving me a lot of ideas and concepts to talk about C.S. Lewis and Tolkien. This book was from my granddad, and he gave it to me last year. When I was talking about C.S. Lewis, he's like, what I love about Lewis is that he writes intentionally.
I tend to wear it to finals. I actually was wearing this when I saved my grade in Math 3C because I spent too much time in the office, and my only hope was the 100% final option, so thank God that worked out. So it's just sort of like a lucky sweatshirt, a happy memory.
This is the most significant for me, I think, because my college experience wouldn't be what it was without the Daily Bruin. So, the Daily Bruin was the most significant thing I did here, and probably in my whole life so far. There's something really special about making a paper that's your own, where, your name is on the masthead, and you had a hand in putting together the entire thing.
I don't know why we have him. He's like the online mascot. And so when I became digital managing editor this year, he was like this thing of comfort almost. He's like a teddy bear, but for everyone who's in online. And I don't know, he was just there with us through the rough nights, uploading in the office. He's like a soft, cuddly creature who likes to cuddle.
I didn't really know many people in Daily Bruin when I first started off, and I met someone during training, and I told her, oh yeah, during retreat, it's gonna be my birthday. So she surprised me with cupcakes, and then the video editor at the time, Ree, and Matt Lee, who was charge of multimedia, they decided to get everyone to sing happy birthday for me, and then as I'm about to blow up the candles on the cupcakes, they grabbed one, they smashed my face on either side. So hence, the picture is really good. It was a good time.
There's been a lot of losses in these cleats, about 2 wins. But we did never lose to Daily Trojan while I've been here. That was really fun. We went 4-0 against them. I always tried to get everyone on board with some kind of a plan of attack every year for every game. I even drew up playbooks that I would share with the whole Daily Bruin staff.
Oh, it's done so much good stuff for me. It's held all of my belongings, all of when I've had a camera, it's had it in there. It's have my chapstick, my keys, my wallet, and it opens up. So I have all of my goodies in here. I can put my notebook and stuff, and it just is. I can't leave the house without it. It's like my little safety blanket when I'm out in the world.
They actually belonged to the Bruin Bells in the 1950s. So it was really cool. We had a Bruin Bell alum dig them up and give them to last year's class. So to me, it's a symbol of my time with Bruin Bells, but also kind of the timelessness of being a Bruin, because this is something that was a tradition back then and we got it 50 years later.
You know, my granddad passed away this February and I wasn't able to attend the funeral during midterms, and I really wish I had I had more time to spend with him, and this book reminds me of him. And when I write, I want to write intentionally, just like my grandfather loved.
You know, I knew I loved parts of journalism, but I wasn't sure how much I could really lean into it. And you know, his handing me his pen, and the guy I respected a lot, I still very much respect today for what he does. It was a really big vote of confidence that at the time, really gave me that push. And since then, I've been an editor at the Bruin every year since. I haven't, since that point, really taken a step away from the paper.
I just remember the feeling when we produced this first issue, grad issue, around this time last year, and just the feeling seeing it on the stands and picking it up and holding it in my hands. It was just like a really, really amazing feeling. And to have this whole stack of papers from the whole year, it kind of has that feeling, a little bit of it in each paper.
We don't often say it enough at the newspaper how much, the work that we all put in together to create the newspaper really means to us, and how much the efforts of each other really are what make the paper come together every day.